welcome to the Must Love Yarncast.
We're here.
It's Sunday. It's June. What?
Yeah, that was good.
How did that happen?
Yeah, May was like the quickest month ever, I think.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yes. So it's June 2nd, Sunday. We're, as you will hear later in the outtakes and chit chat section,
maybe our new
probably
normal time.
our new normal for a good chunk of the summer, just given what's going on.
Yeah.
With everybody.
Yeah.
So this is a Yarncast that we bring to you from our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont.
With all the pretty things.
With all the pretty things. And except there's like this giant blank space like right in the middle.
Oh, well, and also we got some neutral stuff in there. But then there's some fun stuff down here from our friend Heidi. So
yeah, that's better. Where you can buy almost all of the things that we are going to talk to you about today. And you can find the store out on social media as Must Love Yarn. So World Wide Web, Instagram, Ravelry. Those are the big ones. Facebook. Those are the big ones.
Yeah.
And I'm Angela.
I'm Jen.
And you can find me on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And I am on Ravelry as J Arbuckle and Instagram as Jennifer_Arbuckle.
And with sort of the normal disclaimer that those are our personal pages. So you'll see fiber content, but you'll see other stuff out there as well. So if you want just fiber and yarn related content, the store is the place to go to follow.
Yeah.
For all the pretty things. So we like to start our Yarncast with our Yarncast pick. And the way this works is we're going to show you product, and then we'll give you a code, and that code is valid for 2 weeks from the airing of this podcast, Yarncast. I'm going to call it podcast all day today because that's where my brain's at. So from June 7th through June 21st, you can get 10% off in the online store with the code that we will, or in store with the code that we will give you. And so we're kind of keeping with our theme of like yarns you can use for portable projects, right? We're headed into summer. We're
knitting in public.
That's
a lead-in for something else.
Right? If you've been around the last couple of episodes, you know what we're talking about. If not, stay tuned because you're going to learn more about that.
Yes. I didn't get around to the social media stuff this week, but I will.
So it's coming. So trying to bring you yarns that you can use for those really simple travel projects that you can take with you on the go. And one of my favorites, if you've been following my Instagram feed at all, is socks.
Not one of my favorites, as you all know.
So the yarn, again, like this episode's yarn pick is also one that you could use for socks. You could use for a hitchhiker shawl. You could use for another type, capelet or so you could probably use it for
Paris
Sophie.
And Berlin,
Paris and Berlin, like one of those super easy and just kind of
bandana cowls.
Yeah, knit on the go kind of things.
Easy peasy.
So we've got a couple different yarns from the same company. So we have Lana du Nord yarns, and I think we've shown the summer sock before. So the summer sock is a cotton nylon sock yarn. So if you live someplace that wool just isn't going to work for you,
or you just want some cotton
or
socks,
you want some cotton socks, or a cotton shawl, this would make a lovely hitchhiker. Yeah. Any of these would make a lovely hitchhiker.
Yeah, they're super fun.
Super summery, great colors. Retails for $19.99, and I was just gonna see if I could get you guys some yardage. It's probably in meters, which is going to challenge my brain. So these are 80-gram skeins, 340 meters, so about 372 yards. You could knit short socks out of these for average sized foot. You may not be able to get a full leg high sock out of these. Definitely you could do a hitchhiker for sure out of one of these skeins.
And you can see how they stripe up on the labels. There's a little picture.
Yeah, there's that's super fun. Mm-hmm. How fun and summery that is.
Yeah.
I do like me a good stripy sock. And then Jen's also going to show, this is the Lena Du Nord
Maybe if I turn this right side up, that will help.
gradient sock. So this is their
Superwash. Wool 25. It's 75-25 wool. I think it's merino. It feels like it's very soft. Where's the? There it is.
I hit a ton. It is 75-25.
Yep.
Mucilin free.
Yep.
Wool.
Chlorine free. Very eco-friendly.
Yep.
And this is 100 grams, 420 or 458 yards, 420 meters. So fairly typical yardage, and the colors are just really gorgeous. And so it's a gradient. I don't know if you could see, but it goes from light to dark. It's a really subtle gradient, and I guess if you look at the yarn, you can sort of see the.
Yep.
You know, it goes from light to dark, but it's really lovely yarn
Right.
for all kinds of garments. And this is, I think, $23.99. I want to say
$23.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could definitely again, hitchhiker, the traveler's cut. There's a
really
number
soft.
of really small, sort of great travel projects that you could use this for. So you have, the cotton option, and you've got the wool option. Both of these are included in the discount code.
Because that's how we roll.
That's how we roll. Why not? A little something for everybody. And so we should use I was going to say YP Summer Sock, but I think we've used that before. Why don't we do YP Travel?
There you go.
And then that's easy to spell.
I was going to say, well, we could use, Lena Du Nord.
Gradient. No.
Du Nord,
So let's
but
do YP Travel.
complicated.
Make
yes.
it super easy. So for 2 weeks, these 2 sets of yarns will be 10% off.
Get yourself some.
With that code. So, and I see I'm eyeballing this stuff again. So 2 weeks ago, I did buy that yarn. Did take it home, where it's still sitting because I haven't finished my other travel sock. But I think that will probably be the next thing.
Yeah,
I
that'll
might
be fun.
cast it on for a hitchhiker. I haven't made one of those in a while.
Yeah,
Those
there's
are
a lot
fun,
of really.
too.
Of course, at this very moment in time, I'm completely blanking on them. But there's a lot of really cute little shells that have come out
Little
lately, so-
shawlettes that are just to wrap around real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You could even do something like this. This will lead us right into the next. As what are we wearing? So this is the featherweight cardigan by Hannah Fettig.
One of our very first knit-alongs, I think, maybe.
I know. I was just looking
Because
at.
you and Kelly made them and I did not.
I
I started
know.
one and then I didn't finish it.
I was
pulled
just
it out.
looking at pictures and I was like, oh look, I was very pregnant with Abigail in my pictures, so I was clearly working on it during that time. Because there's a picture on my project page, so if you want to see,
I think it was one of the very first things.
click the link in the show notes and go take a look at my
So
project.
2015.
Yeah, 2016.
We opened the store in 2015.
Yeah, but for me to be very pregnant, it would have had to have been the spring of
Okay, so it was
2016.
during that first year. Okay. Yes, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought, right.
Because we started podcasting like March-ish
Right.
of 2016.
Yeah.
So 8 years ago.
Yeah.
8 years ago.
Crazy. At this very moment in time.
But yes. So anyway, so this is a great little lightweight. I think I used lace weight yarn. You could use fingering or lace weight yarn for this.
I was trying to see if I could remember the yarn, but I can't.
Oh, it's the here I can tell you guys what it is. It's the Elite Yarns Silky Alpaca Lace and Juniper Moon Finley.
Juniper Moon Family, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
So
Did you use them held together or did you stripe them?
it's striped. So
Okay.
one's a solid and one's a like a variegated.
Yeah.
So the red is the Finley and
Yeah.
the other was
Yeah.
Silky Alpaca. Probably Classic Elite. I wonder where I got that from.
Here, we sold that.
We did? Okay. So I got both of them here. I knew I got the Finley here. So
right.
you can, it's very subtle. Up close you can see that it's striped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But not
but
until you're really close.
far away it just looks like it's meant to. This is a great little going inside where there's air
Yeah.
conditioning.
Light layer.
And this thing was so tiny. I remember when I was working on it, somebody was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "A sweater." And they were like, "For your kid?" Because I was pregnant at the time. And I was like, "No, for me." And they were like, "There's no way." And you like hold it up and it like gets really big. And they're like, "Oh."
Right.
But it fit like in a little bag like this.
Yeah.
It's just.
It's funny how, right, if you knit with those fine yarns,
Yeah.
or whatever, that's what happens.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what are you wearing?
I
today,
am wearing
Jen?
my Sanctuary tee.
Mm.
So that's a pattern. The pattern is Sanctuary by Stephanie Earp. So I did this last summer, right?
That's right. Yeah, I think so.
And it's knit in, it's actually knit in Regia sock yarn.
Mhm.
And it, sorry, I was distracted by the notes on my project page, but it's not the softest sock yarn on the planet, but
Mhm.
it does soften up once
Mhm.
you wash it a time or two, and it's just a pretty pattern.
nice,
I love
yeah.
and I love this color, so
Yeah.
it's,
So
yeah, I wear it
Great.
quite a bit in the summertime. I usually wear something underneath it just to give me a little protection. It's got some moments of see-through and
right.
could be a little scratchy on the bare skin, but yeah.
But you could use
Mhm.
this yarn, this gradient yarn, for something like this tee.
Mhm.
You might have to play around with, when you have to change from one ball to the next.
Well, it doesn't take a ton, if I remember correctly. How many yards did I used? Like 1,200, 1,300 yards. But I made this a little bit longer than the pattern called for, because I do not like skimpy t-shirts.
Right. But, if you did, it could be, it would wave gradient and then it would wave gradient again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would wave gradient
Yeah,
again. Like
yeah,
that
it'd be fine.
would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Would-
especially because this gradient is so
So
subtle.
subtle.
It's
Yeah.
not like really
In
like
your face.
dark to like super light.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree.
It
It'd be
would be
pretty.
fun.
Yeah, it would be pretty.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So, do we have any finished objects this week?
I do.
You do. I
And
see
I have an almost finished object,
Awesome.
and it was a finished object at one time. So I don't know what you call that, but
It's
not.
a redo.
Yes. But let's do the finished object
Okay.
first. Do you have one that's finished?
I do not. I have
Look at
nothing.
that.
Right?
So I finished my hat that I am going to give away in a
Woohoo!
couple weeks
That-
why I'm going to Chicago.
Is that the Hill Country hat?
It is the Hill Country hat by
Cool.
Clara Parks. It's a really cute little hat, and I like it. It's one of those like little beanie hats.
Mhm.
It's very, it just fits kind of perfectly. Although I will say, of course, so this is knit out of Hayfield Spirit Chunky.
Mm-hmm.
We have like 18, well, not 18, but 2 or 3, 4 or 5 colors over there. It has, it stripes naturally. But the reason there's such a different stripe from here to here is because the yarn had a knot in it,
No.
which irritated me
Irritates
a
me.
little bit. But now when I see it, it doesn't bother me. It's fine.
It looks nice.
Yeah. And then there was more of this sort of dark color than I wanted, and I was coming back into it down here, and I didn't want the hat to end that way. So I pulled out a bunch of it and put the blue color that I like better. The
Yeah.
guy it's going to has blue eyes, and so it's better.
Nice.
Yeah. It has a really subtle but nice pattern in it. It's a little hard to see, but you can sort of see
Mm-hmm.
on the sides there.
That's fun.
The only other thing I would say is I made it, it's kind of a short hat. So I made it a little bit longer. And when I took it off the needles to see, because I couldn't believe that it was going to be
The right size.
right, it looks so short to me.
Right?
Although it is like 8 inches, which, and it was very wide and loose at the bottom. So I decreased a couple of stitches on either
That's right, because
side.
it was top down.
It was top down, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was fun, and it actually is a fun way to make a hat. Because you can, it's easy to try it on instead of trying it on and being like, I don't know, there's a big
How
hole in the
many
middle.
to close
Right,
the crown?
right, exactly. I didn't like the way that it was like so wide at the bottom, so I I did a couple, you can sort of see it if you look really closely. I
Did a couple decreases. Too.
yeah, like half an inch from the bottom.
Yeah,
and then I did a few more rows just to sort of blend it in. And so now it has a nice shape to it, and it sort of hugs your hat a little bit better. But it's a great little hat pattern. I liked it a lot.
Awesome.
It was a quick knit, and it can go off to be a gift for someone.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm glad that's done, because I need it to be done for next week. So.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I have like some whipses, and that's it.
All right, maybe I'll do the in-between project, because I only have one or two other things to talk about after that. So some of you are sorry for the clanking. The needles are hanging out of this. So some of you may remember my ranunculus from several years ago that I love to death, and I really love the colors of. So I went to put it on, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago maybe, and I noticed and realized that there was a big hole right here. And then I mended it, or I thought I mended it. I did it. I didn't love it. Because I knit it at such a large gauge, and ranunculus is knit that way anyway, you could really see where it was patched, or where I had the yarn, and the right yarn, and I was sort of re-knitting it. Something took a bite out of it. And so I didn't love it. And then but I thought, well, fine, it's close enough.
Right.
No one's going to really notice it. I do wear it over a white blouse a lot, so sometimes that shows a little bit more than I wanted it to. So I went to put it on, and then I realized that there was another bite out of it on the sleeve, which is hard to see, but it's not insignificant.
Yeah. Not a small one.
And at first I thought the yarn was kind of coming apart, and it could be a bite, or it could be that the yarn sort of came apart. I'm not 100% sure. So I decided that I love the sweater enough that I took it out. The other thing is that when I knit it, ranunculus, as many people know, is kind of a crop thing, and I knit it much longer, so there had a really big rib on it at the bottom, because I kept thinking, oh, it's long enough, and then I would try it on, and I'd be like, oh, I really want it to be a little bit longer, because it's really loose and drapey, but it, my body does not need a line somewhere in the middle here.
Right.
So I thought, well, here's my chance to fix that, because now I know how long it needs to be, because I measured it ahead of time. And so it won't have that big rib in it. And you can sort of see where I've re-knit. It's kind of crinkly.
Yep.
So I'm actually...
That will block out.
Yes, it will. So I'm actually almost back down to where it needs to be to do the ribbing, and then that'll be done. And then I'll take the sleeve out. I've stabilized it by putting a lifeline in, and I will take the sleeve out and do the same thing. And it'll be pretty quick. I worked on this quite a bit right after we podcast last time. That same afternoon, I put the lifelines in and took it all apart. And it's pretty quick. It's just it took time away from other projects to do this, but it's worth it because I like this sweater.
Well, then you'll wear it.
Yeah,
right?
And otherwise I was going to, what am I going to do, throw it away?
You have to.
There's no way to really visibly mend this in a way that would be
wearable.
Yep. Not really.
So either you pull it out and then repurpose the yarn for something else, or you pull it out and do what you're doing and fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, of course, some of you may remember that it's actually 2 yarns that I alternated skeins with that were similar but not exactly the same. And so, yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. But it'll be good, and it will be better in the end, better than before, actually, in the end, probably. So. But not what I was anticipating doing. I was doing all these other things instead. But
I know.
What are you gonna do?
So I have my baseball socks, a baseball sock travel project, which we had. I can't remember if this was totally done 2 weeks ago or not, but the sock one is done. I clearly had some sort of issue when I was doing my Kitchener, because I don't really know what happened there. It looks like something didn't get caught, but these socks are for me, so I frankly don't really care.
You can always do a little stitch in there if you need to.
I know.
If it
not-
pulls apart, I mean, when you put them
If
on.
it pulls apart, then I can rip it out and re-Kitchener it,
Yeah.
which is fine. And then I am already at the heel flap for sock number 2.
Awesome.
So just kind of
Those are
trucking
super
right
colors.
along. I love these colors. One of the nice things about self-striping is it's really relatively
match,
easy
yeah.
to match them, which I decided to do with this
Yeah.
set. So, and using the mini skein that came with it so I don't break up my color striping sequence on the front of the sock. So sometimes I don't care and I just knit them all and use the one yarn. This time I decided I wanted to keep the stripe sequence because it was so beautiful, and I have socks in the other version, and so I thought let's use that little mini skein. So you know, they're coming along. You know, the heel flap won't take that much line. Turning the heel won't take very long. Then we'll be in sort of the slow period where we're doing gusset decreases, and then once we get done with the gusset decreases, like the foot's like zoom.
Yeah, right.
So should be able to get these done pretty soon.
Yeah,
not too long for getting them finished. And then I'll have to decide which self-striping yarn skein of my apparently endless supply of not only Woolens and Nosh but other companies,
including the one you bought
including the one I bought last week, which I think that's probably what I will do. Just give those a go. And it may not use a vanilla, so it may not become a travel project, because if I use those the Larch Ped by Laura Nelkin pattern, I'll have to look at the pattern, but I may have to actually consult the pattern from time to time. When you knit a lot of something and you're not used to using a pattern, it's very easy to just blow by something in a pattern if you then switch to using a pattern, because you're so used to like, oh well, this is the construction, but the point of doing a different style is to do a different construction. So anyway, that was a lot of words for.
It is interesting though, because I knit socks occasionally, as people know, but I don't love them, and part of it might be that I don't really like to knit the same thing over and over again. It doesn't have to be a challenge, but it just has to be different.
Maybe
for me.
We should do this Larch Peds and do it as a Larch Ped along, because they're little tiny, they're tab socks. They have an option for ribbing at the arch. Like that might be kind of fun if people need motivation to knit some socks. I'll do it.
I do have travel coming up, but I'm hoping to take this next project with me.
So I'll add it to the end. Let's do it. Let's do a Larch Ped along. If you want, we'll start it June 15th, so people have time to like get their stuff together, and we'll run it to the summer, like till we come back, maybe September.
Do we need long socks?
No, but I think.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fine.
We'll run it through the end of August, so people have plenty of time to do this. And you know what? Let's do extra entries. If you are wearing your socks when you finish them, you can repost again. So you can post your finished object in the finished object thread. And then if you're wearing your little Larch Ped socks out and about, once you finish them, you can post again in the FO thread for a second entry. Let's do that.
Okay. You're in charge of all that complicated stuff.
Okay. And let's just call it the Larch Along, because Larch Ped Along is like too much of a mouth.
Many words.
Too many words. The Larch Along.
Yeah.
So let's do it. We'll add that in.
I should.
You should join.
No, what I was thinking is that I should. I'm not very good about remembering. I put up signs in the store for all of our knit-alongs, but I'm not really good about doing social media posts about that. I usually do something else.
Yep.
So I guess I could add that to my list of things to do.
Okay, so now we just added another along.
That'll take care of the next 6 weeks for me to post.
Right, that'll...
Just kidding.
So that'll start in a couple of weeks.
I do put them in the newsletter. For those of you that may or may not get our newsletter, there's also discounts in there that you might want to consider. Different ones.
Yep.
And also just a little, hopefully fun and entertaining.
They are very entertaining. In fact, so entertaining that when the last one came out, I actually texted Jen. It was like, great newsletter.
But you get me, and you like my weird sense of humor. So.
I do, but I also, it's nice to hear it that somebody thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. So
Yes.
it was great.
I do try to keep them entertaining. It's not all like, buy this, buy this, buy
Yeah.
this. This is on sale. This is on sale.
No, it was, it's great.
We do sales, but we don't have a ton of them. And more, we
No.
do these little discounts.
Yeah.
Here, there,
Just
and the other place.
little,
That's
like,
how we roll.
come see us. Come find some things.
Yeah. So
We have all kinds of cool things in here.
anyway, so
All
up
right.
on our website.
So how's your top going? The
So-
Stella.
so-
Is that Stella?
Yes. So this is my little diagram. So I was looking for a pattern. So you may remember last time we showed the crocheted top using the rainbow cake.
Yeah.
And for some reason on the way into the store last Sunday, I've been thinking about that top because I think it's really cute. I can see it from here.
Yeah.
And
It's really cute.
but it's crocheted, which is not my thing. And so I was like, there's got to be like a
I feel like I should give that a try. Do you guys want me to give the crochet top a try? Because like that could be amazing.
Yeah, someone in the store can give you helpful advice because they've done it. Someone I don't know. I
So
don't
why
know,
don't
probably
we
mad.
why don't we do this? If enough people comment in the comment section of this yarn cast that they want me to crochet the crochet top of this, I will do
Yeah.
it. And I will post about it on Instagram. So tell me if you think I should. And those of you who've been watching for a really long time know why that's hilarious. So
Yeah,
I'm willing to do it for
I'm
all
not going
of
to tell you
you.
how to vote on this, but use
She-
your judgment.
So let me
Yes.
know.
Yeah,
Let me know.
so I've been eyeing that
Just
top.
like, oh my god,
That's
what is
fine.
happening?
Well, and so I went looking because it's a really cute, just a simple tee with like rainbow stripes and their chevrons, and so I went looking on the internet thinking there's got to be like a pattern for that. But this is fingering weight, although having done a little bit of. Oh, good, as long as she's all right.
She'll be fine.
Let's see. So,
Anyway, you were talking about that.
right. So I've been eyeing. So anyway, I went looking. I started looking, and this is fingering weight. Although on their website they call it sport, so it's a little confusing. But so I went looking on Ravelry for fingering weight, thinking, how hard can it be to find that? Well, it turns out it's really hard. And then I changed my filter to include like sport and DK because you know me, I'll mess with things. And so then I found this is a little diagram that I drew because I thought, well, I guess I'm just going to make one up. I'm going to have to take something. This is my little diagram that I drew of what I was aiming for. And then I found this pattern, which uses many colors of yarn, but obviously I'm going to let the striping just do what it does.
Yep.
And then I may or may not put sleeves on it. We'll sort of see. And I may change the neckline a little bit to be, because I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I got to mess with it to get a V-neck. Or maybe a scooper, more of a scoop neck and not quite. So I don't really want it like right up here, I don't think. So anyway, so I've started with this because it has the A-line shape that I was looking for, and it'll be good. And so I don't think one of these cakes is enough, but it's enough to do all the stripes in the middle. And so then I added a skein of the Coastal Cotton Fine, which is in the next cube over, and they're made by the same company, so they are, you can't even tell where I've switched. However, this is really like a heavy fingering or a sport, and this is lighter weight, which I sort of knew in my head because I looked at the yardages and the weights, and I could feel it a little bit, but it's fine because I use this for the bottom band, and I'll use it for along the neckline and the shoulders. So,
Nice.
or whenever I run out of this, because I don't really care where the stripes fall. So, and this is a perfect match in terms of color, and it's not. It's 100 yards difference in terms of weight, which is not nothing, but it's not enough for it to be noticeable. And there's a garter strip band around the bottom, so I haven't done anything exciting yet because I'm just starting the chevron section, but the you can see the garter band and then where the stockinette is starting to be. And I've started, you start right in with the chevron pattern, so it won't show for another couple rows until I
Got it.
start to, you can start to see it if you're up close, but you can't see it from far away. So
Nice.
anyway, this will be my fun. And the nice thing about it is that, other than this, which I'm done with this section, then it's just this one big cake that you're carting around because it's 200 grams and it's, 900 yards or 875 yards. So
Yep.
the bulk of it will just be easy to carry. So
Nice.
that's the plan.
Perfect.
That's my summer knitting.
Perfect.
I'm hoping it will knit up kind of quick. It's on size 5 needles. Well, as usual, I've been knitting loose lately, so it might be, I think the pattern calls for 6s and I'm using 5s.
Yep.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. So I did bite the bullet and buy another set of US 5 tips because everything I'm knitting right now is on a US 5. Everything except for that ranunculus thing. It's ridiculous. So I now have like 4 sets of US 5 tips, but that's how many you need when you're doing all these projects.
So
Oh,
I've been
progress.
doing a lot of
Yeah.
monogamous knitting
Mhm.
on 3
Look at
Seasons
you.
cardigans.
Holy
so
cow.
we have
Yeah.
the back is done.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Isn't it? I thank you.
Yeah.
So much fun.
So beautiful. Yeah.
And then I have started the ribbing on the first front panel.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trucking
Yes, you have.
along on this.
Yeah.
I did. So it's like clearly,
Is it a little cropped?
yeah, it's cropped, and I knit it. I made mine longer,
Mm-hmm.
so it's definitely super cropped. But anyway,
Yeah.
so there's
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
back is like there's like strings everywhere because
Yeah.
I haven't like tied anything, and it's
Yeah.
got a pretty wide band on the
It
front
goes around
part.
there. Yeah.
but
It goes
and
up
it
around.
hasn't been blocked. And the thing about cables and lace
Yeah.
is that it will relax even
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
when it's blocked. But
Yeah. It's beautiful.
thank you, super fun. This yarn is delightful to work with.
Mm-hmm.
I did finally break down and add this pattern to Knit Companion
Yeah. Yeah.
because I was just
Yeah.
trying to move the tape, and
Yeah.
it's so small on the paper.
Yeah.
And with Knit Companion, I can mark
You can
where
highlight
I
just
am.
by
I can
touching the screen,
highlight,
right?
but I
Yeah.
can make the chart bigger so I can see it. So I know somebody had posted in the comments that they use Knit Companion on their iPad and then listen to books on tape while they're audiobooks while they're knitting, and so I have started doing that,
Mm.
which is nice because to just sit without some
Yeah.
other stimulation can sometimes
Yeah.
I can't knit for
Sometimes
as
I
long.
knit without watching television. Most of the
Yeah.
time I have it on, but I
But
don't
the
notice.
the audiobook is actually nice. It's a nice little distraction for me. So
I have tried to love audiobooks.
oh
But maybe
Yeah.
now that I have this other hobby.
right.
Because I was thinking, I've done a lot of reading lately, and I was thinking I'm wasting all my knitting time reading. But
Well, I also just like recently upgraded to Spotify Premium, and so they have audiobooks that you can stream through them. It's not like everything, but
Yeah.
if it's just I'm looking for something mindless to listen to,
yeah,
it's totally fine.
yeah.
So that actually I found that this has gone well, also less stitches,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gone so much faster, not having to fiddle with the tape and not
Yeah.
have to like look 3 times because you're like my eyes are.
Yeah,
I
right.
should probably have reading glasses on, but I can't have the reading glasses on. And then anyway, so having
Luckily,
on
I need them to knit.
Oh, so having them on the screen, and being able to enlarge the
Right.
chart and have it be really clear where
Yeah.
I am in the pattern has been so helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
So helpful.
For that kind of pattern where you really have to pay attention. I
Yeah,
think.
it's really sped up the
Yeah,
the knitting
yeah.
of it.
Awesome.
So who knows? I mean, the sleeves have cables on them too, so it's not like you're like, I get to the sleeves and it's fast.
Yeah.
It's just more cable charts.
Yeah, but it's worth it. That'll be
It is worth
beautiful.
it. It is
beautiful
it's
now, but it'll be
gorgeous.
beautiful when it's done.
So making progress. Probably
Yeah.
should spend a little time stopping and weaving in some ends. Might make a little less irritating to pull it out of the bag.
Yeah, well,
But-
it's always a thing, right?
Yeah. So that's been has basically totally captured my attention, and
Yeah.
so when I've been almost exclusively knitting on that
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah, I can see why.
So.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Well, because I was knitting that ranunculus and working on other stuff. The month has ended, but I have not. I'm way behind.
Yep.
And there's a red stripe in here, so
Oh my God,
it's we had that 190 plus day
It's ridiculous.
in May, which is bizarre for us. So there's a little bit of an incentive I'll get caught up this week and get myself started on June. But it's going to be a very orange and yellow and a spot of red. There's a little bit of some chilly mornings in here that are still coming too, though, so there'll be a little bit more blue and green, but not much. May was warm.
Really warm.
And, it's hard when we have the extremes of it's like 40 in the morning and then 85 in the afternoon. Like I want to knit the 85 color because, I haven't knit with these colors much yet.
Right.
So, but I am, as I'm looking at things, thinking to myself, well, don't forget to include some chilly mornings in there. So, and then I think this past week that we just had, there were some mornings that were down in the 40s and even in the 30s in the cold spots. So, which luckily is not where we are. But so
I did a little bit. I finished all the parts. This is the a little teapot hat, which I was like, oh, I'm gonna have it all done, and then you guys won't see it again. So you're gonna see it again because not only have I not woven in all the ends apparently. So the hat part is done, and the bits are done. So I know, right? Teapot handle.
Yeah.
But I need to stuff this and I need to sew them on. I think I'm gonna have to put it on a hat mannequin to get the curvature right. For me, trying to sew something when it's just laying in my lap is a guarantee that it's gonna get sewn
Or we could
on
mark it while
weird.
you're here today.
I
could mark it for you, and then you could.
Okay, maybe we do that because
and then you'll just know where to sew them to, even if it looks weird on your lap.
Okay, because
stuff all your ends in there, and then you'll.
No, I know, but I was going to use the ends to sew them in.
Right, but here, pull this one through at the very least, stuff right in there.
All right. Well, anyway. So it's almost done. All the things are.
When does that do?
There's no
due
date to it. No due date to it.
Yeah.
So it's just me being like, just sew things to it.
Which is odd because you started with a sewing craft, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I know. I did. I learned how to sew first when I was younger.
Yeah.
That's what I started.
Yeah.
And did for a number of years. And I'm just like,
Can't be bothered to do it. Yeah.
So that's all I have.
Yeah.
Literally all I have.
Me too.
I've not worked on the gnome. There's still time,
I know, my
though.
gnome is like still rolled up in 3 little balls of yarn. I keep thinking about it, but then I was like, I wanted to get, we're in the season that I want to wear the sweater, and so I wanted to get that fixed, and I just have been and I've been reading a lot lately. So
I have a baby cardigan that I know I need to work on at some point. Not huge. it can be done whenever, but it's one of those things you want to just get it done, get it off your plate, so you can move on to the next thing that you wanna do. So I have the second Polar Arc sock that I should do at some point.
Yeah, those are.
But that's not a travel project.
I have I have the equipment because the pattern is like a book. I have the equivalent of a sock done, but I have to do the top halves of both of my bottom half socks.
Yeah.
So I can't even wear one around the house.
Right. Right.
Yes.
And
I would like to get those done just because
they are what a great different type. Though it's not really a summer sock to wear at all. So that's kind of been it over here. Lots of cabling.
Yeah.
Lots of cabling out of me.
Yeah.
Cables and lace. That's what we're doing over here. But I forgot how fun it is to do a good cable.
The texture, having the texture appear from your needles is magical.
So magical.
Yeah.
So gorgeous.
Yeah, this is not the same, but it's kind of the same. And I remember last summer when I pulled this out last week to, start wearing it again. I was like, oh, right. And then I was thinking about it this morning when I put it on, how much I enjoyed knitting this, even though it was very repetitious. But it was a really enjoyable knit.
Nice.
I don't know why, but it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
I mean, and that Three Seasons cardigan is the type of sweater that when you wear it, one, either people don't
Yeah.
assume that's not hand, they assume it's not hand knit.
Mhm.
But then, you know, they are rightfully like, when they find out it's hand knit, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You're like,
Yeah.
yes, it is. Like, you know, I knit on these socks and people are like, those are amazing. You're like, okay. Like,
Right.
all right, it's a bunch of stockinette and the yarn did all the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those cable-y ones, you're like, yeah, actually that was. It was a lot of work.
It's legitimate knitting.
Legitimate knitting with cables and lace and like all the things.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway,
Yeah.
super fun.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. We've got knit-alongs. We have
Oh, yeah.
summertime. So next Saturday,
Is Knit Public Day.
it is.
Yep.
So we have our little knit-along that we've been probably not publicizing quite as much
Not-
as we could.
Not
but-
really. I've been posting out there with, I mean, I haven't been tagging the store because I don't know, because
I haven't seen it.
I said I have not been tagging the store.
Oh,
I've been using
oh,
the
maybe
hashtag.
I saw your knitting. So maybe that's where.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
been,
read all the hashtags.
I've been using the hashtag, but not tagging the store. So I need to start tagging the store because that was one of the rules. Tag the store and use the hashtag MLY Craft in Public 2024. You can also post in the Ravelry thread. There's a post up there
Mhm.
for that. So that's going to be running through June 15th.
And of course, like if you're knitting in public, just take a quick snapshot and then upload it later. Like you don't have to do it
No
right
big
in the
deal.
moment.
Right, exactly. We've got
Unless
the,
you really want to be like,
Right.
I am knitting in public. I am proud of it. I am taking a picture of it. Like you can see me doing.
I mean, that's what I do.
I think
but,
that's a good thing. But
we also have the Gnome Along that's going. That runs also through June 15th.
I better get going on
so
that poor little guy.
I know. I've got like a couple more weeks to get my little guy done. We have the Winter Thaw Top Along, which should have closed, but I have not closed it yet. So,
I just started mine.
so you've got we'll pull that on the next yarn cast. So it's been extended a little bit. So if you are close and we're like, gosh, I missed it, you haven't.
Still time.
Still time. So I'll adjust that date accordingly to 2 or 3 weeks out. So, because
And then of course there's a temperature blanket.
the
all year
temperature
long.
blanket along. Yep. And the newly added larch along.
Not lurch along. Larch along.
Larch along. For which is pattern specific. So
Mhm.
that's what we've got going on. We may add another one
Yeah.
when we come back at you in a bit.
Yeah.
So
So on the actual infamous Worldwide Knit in Public Day,
Yep.
which is Saturday the 8th,
yes.
we will be here, of course, from our normal 10 to 5, but
Yep.
we also will be open for public knitting indoor, well, mostly outdoors, but weather permitting. If the weather is terrible, we do have some little shade structures that we can put up, but also we can knit inside the store if we need to. So we're inviting people to come join us from 11 to 2. Bring your knitting, bring a chair, bring some snacks.
Bring
some
your
water.
lunch, whatever.
Yeah, whatever
Come
you
hang
want to
out.
do. Yeah, come hang out with us. So
It'll be fun.
we'll be here.
I'll be here. I'll try to be here.
Me too.
Might not be here for the whole 3 hours, but I will,
Yeah, I have
will
to
be in.
sort through a few things for next Saturday, but
Me too.
yes, but I will be here at least for part of it, hopefully all of it.
Yeah.
And then the Great Northern Yarn Haul, as the lucky organizer of that event. It's we're geared up. We've got stuff posted on Facebook. We've got the stores solidified. I think we have 22 stores and farms this year that are part of our team. And that is July 5th through August 4th. So we extended the time frame by a week or so, I think, maybe. So
Yep.
get your plans made.
Yep.
Start thinking
Absolutely.
about coming to visit us.
And we are for sure having a trunk show July 6th here at the store. Our friend Heidi from Dirty Girl Yarns is going to be here. And we are also going to have a local...
Just saying.
Yep, I know, right? A local bag
It's
maker
Rainbow Month.
who makes bags from sort of recycled fabrics.
Yeah.
So fabrics that she picks up that are in use, and she repurposes them into bags. So she's also going to be here on July 6th, and we may add some other Saturdays during that month with little pop-ups for folks. Just so keep an eye out as we announce those. But we do have folks set for that first week Saturday, July 6th.
Awesome. Send me some info and I'll do a sign and
we'll
some stuff.
run it from like 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Though vendors can stay longer if people are here. It's at sort of their discretion.
Yeah.
So come see what they've got.
Yeah.
Because I know Heidi always brings a bunch of fun stuff, and she has other things that we don't necessarily have in the store. And the bag maker is sort of new to us, so we don't have her products in the store. And we thought it would be a good introduction to just see how it goes. So,
yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Fun times. So.
Yeah, I'll be gone that weekend, of course, but it's my deal. I organize the yarn haul and then I go on vacation.
Right. That's the way it
and
is.
I miss the first week and a half of it every year. But well, actually, no, I will be here.
Yeah, because that's the July 4th
I don't leave
weekend.
till the 11th, right? I've lost track of what week I'm going. Yeah.
So
awesome.
you'll be here for that stuff.
Yeah.
Because remember we talked about getting the indigo bats going that weekend, because
Oh golly, that sounds
the
like a
4th
lot of
is
work.
Thursday. Most people are taking Friday off, would be my guess, because why not? And then Saturday, Sunday. So anyway.
Yeah, I have to see where I end up because I am leaving on vacation on the following
Right, so
Thursday.
you're like,
so
I probably can't take Friday off.
yeah,
I'm just
well,
like,
maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on. Things
exactly.
have been busy.
Yeah. So,
But did you have to weave in some of that actual paying work?
right.
around all my fun things that I get to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, it's time for us to sign off, and thanks for spending some time and hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you, and we hope you enjoyed the Yarncast and got a good laugh or learned some things or got some inspiration, because that's what we are here to try to do. So
And plan ahead with us, though.
Plan
Think
ahead.
about these events. Think about October, which, as I said, is far away and yet immediately around the corner.
Right.
So,
and let me know if you want me to try to attempt a crochet project, because I might be so inclined. We'll see. And worst case, if it doesn't work out, I can rip it out and knit something. So no harm by purchasing that yarn. But you guys let me know. So I think we're going to be 3 weeks out on the next one based on schedules. is my
yeah,
guess,
probably.
but-
Yeah, I think so.
but
yeah.
somewhere in there. So we will see all of you soon.
Maybe we'll do a little clip from next weekend.
Maybe. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
30 seconds or less. Just kidding.
We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Okay.
See you.
Bye. Turn the doohickey on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a scorcher again today.
I know. It's been kind of a weird last weekend and this weekend. They've both been beautiful, and I haven't spent as much time outdoors as I would have
I
liked.
clearly spent time outside yesterday,
Yeah.
and also cannot put sunscreen on.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes when you're in one of those games, though, because you think, well, like I have clothing on because it's a little chilly in the morning.
I
and,
put sunscreen on
Yeah.
before.
but
I
the
left.
neckline part is hard.
Oh, that's
yeah.
hard because your options are either to spray it in your hand and then put it up, which is what I did. So I did a bad job
I don't use
because I
the spray
don't
stuff anymore.
spray
Yeah.
like if I have clothes on.
It doesn't cover me properly. I end up with splotchy red all over me.
So I will spray and then I rub in, even though they say you don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to work okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I just use the cream stuff still.
Oh,
I can't get sunburned because it's not good for me.
no, it's clear. It's not. No, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
See,
no, but I mean,
See, look,
for
I did
me,
okay
yeah,
here because
I
that's
blister and it gets
not
nasty.
a little red, but not really. This is like,
Yeah.
and I know better because like a couple weeks ago, I actually burned my cleavage because of where the sun was,
Yeah.
and I didn't spray down in, and the shirt I was wearing, I was like, awesome, good job.
Summer tan, here we come.
Here we come with all the weird lines all over the place because you
Yeah.
wear 700 different shirts with different straps, and
Yeah.
so. But here we go. I'm also convinced that maybe my sunscreen's not actually working.
It's a hard thing. Like every year you think, do I really need to buy more? Like there's a ton left over
You
from
probably
last year.
do.
Yes. And then I can't find it. So then I do buy more. And then, a week later, I find like 8 tubes from the past 12 years that,
We have
are
sunscreen.
put in a location where I'm supposed to be able to find them again.
Right, all over the place. Well, and we have different type, like,
Yeah.
because the kids can't always take the aerosol stuff to school. Like,
Yeah.
they have weird rules, but I feel like some of the rules have changed. But you know what? I don't know. Why do you make this so hard?
Life is really complicated these days. It is. It used to be simpler.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would like to say that like baseball and like spring sports are wrapping up, but they're not. So there's that.
Mhm.
So William did just end his school baseball season,
Mm-hmm.
but he's playing Babe Ruth baseball this
Yeah.
summer. We haven't seen the schedule for that yet, so
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Abigail's still, her baseball season's still going on. It's
Mhm.
definitely a lot lower key and less days a week.
Yeah.
So that's good, but there's that going on. And then as soon as she wraps up her baseball schedule, she starts with summer track.
Mm-hmm.
And so summer track is practice are Monday and Wednesdays. So we're probably still going to be stuck podcasting on Sundays.
Sometimes that's easier, actually, because for me, then it's all
all in one
one
day.
day
But
rather
you know what?
than, yeah.
It's
It does
probably
eat into my
easier.
weekend time again, but
Yeah.
it's, which is already eaten into.
Right.
But, it's,
So anyway,
but then it allows me to be more flexible during the week, which is good.
okay,
So,
because summer track goes to like the middle of July, so I think it's
Yeah.
probably likely that we're
yeah. The only tricky thing is around vacations and all that
Yeah.
kind of being away.
well,
stuff, but we'll figure that out.
we'll have to figure it out because you have some vacations coming up.
I'll be
have,
gone in 2 weeks, for example. Yeah.
In August, I'm away for like
Yeah.
3 Sundays, so
Yeah. Maybe find something in between.
or we
somewhere.
might just have to take a break in August
Yeah.
because
It's fine.
I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like in a different time zone gone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we can look at calendars and figure out what we're doing. So yeah, so baseball. June's already like super busy because I got both my kids' birthdays are in June, Father's Day's in June, like end of school is in June. I think it's just everything,
Life. Yeah. Yeah, in 2 weeks I'll be in Chicago for 4 or 5 days.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it might be 3 weeks before you folks see us again.
Yeah.
I think that's actually 2 weeks is Father's Day
Father's Day.
weekend
It is
anyway,
Father's Day
so
weekend,
like
yeah.
that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Actually, it would have because my husband's playing baseball, so he's playing baseball on Sunday, so he would be at a baseball game, so it wouldn't actually matter
Yes. Yes.
unless we decided to go to his game.
Yes. I will not be available.
Okay, so it'll probably be 3 weeks then.
Yeah.
Before we
figure
can.
it out.
It's fine.
Yeah. So what else? So yesterday, I had 10 minutes of intense excitement as I was buying the tickets for us to attend Woolen Affair
That'd be amazing.
in October. So
We're going.
We're going. We're very excited.
Mm-hmm.
And we're excited about this event as well, just because it was so great last year. And I think they are doing a good job of trying to keep it kind of the same. And they've added a more extensive marketplace, which is great. So,
Yep. And marketplace times. So you go specifically for the shopping times during the day, and then they'll have the evening thing, I think, with no shopping. Or
yeah, which I think is probably fine because I'm guessing they didn't get a lot of.
because people were more there to socialize and
And they have more
unwind at the end
vendors
of the
this
day.
year. There were only a couple last year,
Yeah.
just a couple.
Yeah.
So,
I think it'll be great.
yeah, it'll be good
We're doing both. We're going to a shopping session at the marketplace, and then we're going to the evening thing
in the
So,
morning, and then
yeah.
hopefully on to Indian Tangle from there, and then have the evening thing, which would be good.
I'm up for I'm up for buying
I had
tickets
this
that
ticket
weekend.
slot. Ange has the next ticket slot. We have a house where we're kind of we're all set.
Pieces are falling into place.
Yes, and the fact that we have to do this 8 months in advance is a little something, but that's just me. I'm a last minute make the reservations, let's go kind of person. So having to think about this so far in advance is a little complicated.
I can
but
go either way. I mean, I get
It
why
just
you
seems
have
like
to-
it's so far away, which it's
not,
not
though.
really, but
October.
and then it's done, which is nice. It's just hard to make sure you're aware of all of the things that are
dates and deadlines.
and when the tickets go on sale. So and then trying to coordinate if you're going with someone else, to when to do that or who's doing what. So
Right. We're pretty good. It's just the two of us.
we may need a ride to the evening event since I couldn't get a parking pass for that. So if you did and you have an extra spot in your car for 2 people, just let us
We'd
know.
love to meet you and ride with you. Because we don't have one.
I don't know where we're going to meet people, but
We're
I'm
gonna
assuming that we'll
walk.
figure it out. Right. Having been there last year, it's not like you can park on the side of the road either.
No,
'cause
there's no,
It's like a
like,
dirt
yeah.
road, so it's not.
Yeah.
So anyway, we will figure it.
And
We'll
having
Uber.
been last year, I understand why they're issuing parking. You have to pay for
Yeah,
parking,
no.
and there's only so many parking passes. So.
I think last year you did as well, but it was a very different thing, and it was mostly. It was a sort of a
just the evening.
small group of people that
Yeah.
got the emails and knew about it ahead of time.
Yeah.
So
And it was Saturday night, like
Yeah.
after Rhinebeck. So.
yeah, yeah. I think it's good that it's on Friday instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also that means you have to, get there early before. Like if you were just coming up for the
Right.
day on
That's true.
Saturday or just for
Right.
the Saturday, Sunday part of things.
It's true. I mean,
won't-
we'll be there
yeah.
like Thursday because that's how we roll.
Ant and I are
All
always
the
looking for
things.
an excuse not to have to go to our real jobs. Basically, it's what that boils down to.
I mean, I just
Luckily, I know none of my clients watch this, or I'm pretty
I
sure they
just
don't. so.
plan on always the third weekend in October from like Thursday to, and I started blocking out Mondays too at my office because having to be gone for 2 days and then come back
I
to
think
like
I already have something happening on that Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And for me, yeah, there is another thing that I am supposed to be going to from the organization that I'm on the board of directors for that weekend. It happens every 2 years. So remember 2 years ago when I had to
yes.
sit in the car and like
Yes. Yes.
try to find some Wi-Fi at Will and Folk.
We were
and,
in the
God.
parking lot at Shaw's or something, and yeah, it was
That, but also it was when we were helping the first Will and Folk.
You and I both
And there's
had,
no Wi-Fi available, so
you and I both had stuff because I have things that happen
had a board
the
meeting first
second
thing.
Friday of
Yeah.
the month, and this because of the way the dates fell, the second
First was
Friday of
on
the
a
month
yeah.
was the same as the third Saturday of the month, and it caused chaos
Yeah.
for me because
Yeah.
those two things are usually never the same time.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, I had to go run a
call
board
in and
meeting, and you had to do a
present
thing.
randomly to like a screen I couldn't even
Yeah.
see. Very odd.
Yeah. The
Um,
things we do for fiber arts.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
So it'll be good. So.
Yeah.
So it's kind of exciting to get everything locked in place, and then we can just wait till the day of and be there, which is good. So there was a little bit of kerfuffleness with the ticket sales, but I think we figured it out. Hopefully, I don't really know.
I mean, we have tickets, so
a lot of them.
multiple tickets for what appears to be both events that we wanted to go to. So
I think we're good.
we're good. We may not be able to get there because of the parking situation, but we have tickets.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I was debating like, can we leave the car like in the back corner of the parking lot when we're there in the morning, and then I'm kidding.
we'll figure it out.
We will. I'm not worried about it. So was Uber,
Yes.
out to the middle of a field somewhere. The Uber driver will be like, "What?" I don't think so.
Right. I mean,
Oh golly, come on.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Because it's. No. There we go. Who was it? We don't know.
Honestly, we need one of those Gumby scarecrow people.
I know. But they're loud
On the
because they
other
have the blower attached to them.
On the other side of the screen there, so it can just be waving its arms around. Yeah, the cat toy didn't have a big enough thing on it to.
No, to
There's a
do
very large pom-pom attached to that in order for it to work properly.
Right.
Also, I'm pretty sure I would hit the iPad.
That would be funny though. No.
It would be.
That would be funny.
That's while we turn the lights back on
Right.
and disrupt this programming.
So disruptive. More disruptive than just having the lights go out.
Right.
And us continuing in the non-overhead fluorescent light.
Yeah.
Just gross.
I guess the other option on these days, because it's so bright now in the summertime, we probably could just plug in some lights over here and just have them stay on.
Yeah.
We
could.
Wonder. No, anyway.
Yeah, we brought that one over before.
I know. I was thinking even of the one over there in the corner, but it's on the wrong side of the bookcase.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
with the podcast, Yarncast now. The
That's
lights.
correct. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking with the nice weather, so we'll see. We'll see how much knitting content we actually manage to create for you this week, because there's not a ton on our table here, and the weather has been nice, so it's been hard to... not that I'm not interested in knitting, and not that I don't want all the things to be done. I do, but it's hard to focus when the weather's turned lovely.
And I've just had so much other things going on in the evenings and otherwise with
Yeah.
children that just is not been happening.
Well, plus it's daylight till like 8:30, 9 o'clock now, so
Right.
you just feel like you should be doing something else because
Right.
it's daylight and
Right.
I don't know.
Which is why travel projects are so great. Because they're
Yeah.
portable and you can take
Yeah.
them outside.
It's true. Yeah, and I haven't really cleaned my porch thoroughly yet, so I haven't actually been sitting. I have all the doors
There's
open.
so
but
much pollen out there.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
porch is just
Yeah.
a mess.
Yeah, I sort of wait until usually this weekend. I do enough to be able to go out there, but I do wait until this weekend or so because then it turns into the cotton stuff and the
Yeah.
pollen itself diminishes. Just like every morning I go out and my windshield is just covered with yellow
it's-
pollen. It's,
Awful right now.
yeah, and it's under a tree that has a bird in it, clearly also.
Awesome.
So, not only did I find a little broken robin egg behind my car. No, it was empty. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's a baby robin up there
That
somewhere.
hatched and the
Yeah, and
shell just got pushed
pretty
out.
sure its parents are position themselves directly above my car every night to poop on it continuously. Yeah, but that's what you get for living with nature.
And no garage.
No garage, correct.
No garage.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Between that and the little ants, I'm waging war with the ants still.
Oh.
It's just,
So I have whiskey barrel planters at my house.
mhm.
And they're sort of spread around like the front of my porch, like in front of my garage. And I generally put like annuals. I
Yeah.
spend way too much money putting annuals in them every year just because they look pretty
Mhm.
and I like them. So I went and got my normal like collection of annuals, and I've got 3 across the house planted, and then I went over to the 2 in front of the garage and I started digging around in one, and all of a sudden and I was like, what the heck? There's an ant colony in there, and it's not little sugar ants and it's not carpenter ants. It's those like
Red fire
medium-sized
ant. Oh,
biting black ants. And that little there's the spot
Yeah.
right there. He crawled up my arm all over my gloves and bit me, and they're like everywhere in there. So I was like, I guess I'm not planting anything in here this year.
yeah,
I
nasturtiums.
suppose
They
I
like
could like
nasturtiums.
sprinkle some seeds in, like wildflower seeds, and just see like what
Yeah.
pops up. But clearly
Yeah.
I'm not digging around in there because they're angry enough to just
Yeah.
to bite me, and that's
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
yeah, yeah. The amount of cinnamon I have sprinkled around my kitchen right now is,
Ugh.
yeah. I like cinnamon, and it's fine. And
Yeah.
the cat doesn't seem to mind eating his food out of a moat of cinnamon. It's because they like his food bowls, so that's
yeah.
what they come for. And so, anyway. Usually by this time they're starting to diminish and the little tiny ones have gone, and so now it's like the, I don't know, 1/4 inch long ones, and
I'm
they're
pretty sure those are like the ones that were biting me, that bit me. Like
Yeah.
they're not the sugar ants, but they're just slightly bigger.
these ones are one step bigger than that, I think.
Okay.
Maybe. And there aren't that many of them, so it's not like they're, I don't know, it's just annoying. So the hard thing is it's rained. We've had a lot of rain, like in the evenings, and heavy rain, and that's what, gets them wound up. So once summer settles in, they tend to disappear. But
Yeah.
I poisoned quite a few of them, but I need to poison some more, apparently. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just go for some. Maybe I'll throw some cosmos or something that will just grow like
nasturtiums will grow all over everything, and the ants love them.
Okay, well then great. Maybe I'll throw some nasturtium seeds
And they have pretty
in there
flowers.
and
Yeah,
call it a day.
Yeah.
See what comes up.
yeah.
Good suggestion.
Yes, I have plants on the porch to go into the planters on the deck. but
Well,
I've
and
not
now
done that
I
yet.
have a whole bunch of extra plants that I'm like, so where am I going to put these? Because my whole whiskey barrel planters
Yeah.
worth of plants is
Yeah.
just hanging out there. So I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
find somewhere else for them to go.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, fun times in the summer.
right?
Yeah.
In the woods,
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah. Could be worse.
Could be worse.
I've seen pictures of bears. I haven't seen an actual bear yet this spring. I have seen the fox several times wandering around, but he doesn't bother me. Just runs through my yard. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And yesterday, or whatever day this week, not yesterday, Wednesday, I had to drive over to way upstate New York, like north of Watertown, or near Watertown. So it's like a almost 4-hour drive from here. And it's all like back road highways. So it's actually kind of and there's no service. So,
Right.
you know, which was annoying because I had calls in the afternoon that I needed to do. But you just have to sort of like accept the fact that you're driving through the beautiful northern forest of New York, upstate New York,
With
and
no cell
yeah,
service.
and but then you kind of get lulled into it, and you're just driving. And I had someone with me, and we're just talking, and all of a sudden I looked up. I had been paying attention, but all of a sudden I looked up, and there were 3 really big turkeys in the road, and I braked to avoid them. But they had kind of come out of the bushes quickly, and I was paying attention, but I don't know, you're just sort of in the...
I mean,
Anyway, I did not hit them. It was a very close...
I
close
almost
call.
hit some domestic ducks or geese this
Yeah,
morning
yeah.
that were just meandering their
Yeah, these
time
guys like came out of the
across,
bushes, and then they were like...
kind of trying to fly. Oh.
No, they just were very slow. They're like, oh, what's going on out here?
Right.
Look, it's kind of a clearing. Let's look
Right.
around. Let's see
That's-
what's happening.
That's what these ducks were doing. And I kind of came up over, and they were in the shadows.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a shady. Yeah, so, and of course the turkeys are black and they blend right into
Right.
everything. You
and,
can't really see
and
them.
normally, like, except for turkeys, like wild, like if they were crows or something, like you can count on them to get out of the way.
Right.
You don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to slow down because
Yeah.
those birds are smart enough.
Yeah.
These ones were not, and I had to like hard brake at the last minute because I was like, they are clearly not moving. I am not taking out like some person on Spear Streets, like 3 probably family
Oh,
pets
I know where you are. Yeah.
that are on the road. And why are they on the
Yes.
road?
I drive that way every morning.
So
and
you know.
the chickens and the geese and the
Mhm.
ducks, they're not out there every day. They must have sort of, I don't know, but they're out there occasionally. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Well, the 3 very large turkeys meandered their way across without any harm, but it's still,
yeah.
it's my
Wildlife.
biggest,
Yay. Anyway,
close encounter with nature.
right. So all right. Well, we should probably
We should, because
Gotta-
at some point here we have to open this door up.
yes. True story. So